body for a little. We'll go to the abdomen, and then we're going to do some exercises with sitting sideways. Let's go ahead. Let's bring the hands up like this goalpost arms, and we'll let the forearms come forward and even down. And then we'll raise the forearms till the palms face forward, and see if we can come back a little bit behind the head. And let's go back around. So all this time that we're rotating deep in the shoulder joint, the shoulders are kind of relaxed away from the ears. The neck is long, trying to keep the neck relaxed, trying to keep the back straight. So my back muscles and stomach muscles are working to hold me straight. Then I'm going to bring palms forward, and I'm going to do this elbow to palms, pressing together, and give a little squeeze together. And then we'll open out and press the elbows back. And then we'll close together and push from elbows to palms, pushing together. You'll feel your stomach contract with that. And then we'll come out. We're going to touch the shoulders, come out to completely straight elbows and extend the wrists. And coming in to touch and out and extend the wrists. And then let's take a breath in and out. And we'll circle the shoulders back. And let's open and close in the hands. We'll raise up to the front and come out to the sides, opening and closing. And then we're going to do a lean twice in one direction. If you haven't already, squeeze the belly. This will help to stabilize. And a lean, and a lean, and a lean, and a lean. And we'll bring the arms down. So a lot of shoulder strengthening just due to the weight of the arms, holding the arms up for so long. And then we're going to circle the other way in the wrist. Now let's bring the arms up like this and spread wide. And then as we open and close, look at one hand and come forward. We're working on motion of the neck. Look all the way to the other side and look at your other hand. And we'll go back and forth again to each hand, getting that full rotation of the neck, looking forward and over to the side. And then look to the front, and let's take a breath in and out. And circle the shoulders back again. Okay, let's come more toward the front edge of the chair. Get the feet flat and straighten the back and clench the belly. Let's bring the hands here, and we'll sit back, slow, soft landing, and we'll lift up and lean forward, flat back, nice stretch, straight, lift the arms here, clench the belly, and leaning back, and a lift up. Elbows wide, leaning down. So all the while strengthening in the upper back. Nice straight back. Trying to keep the neck relaxed. We'll lean back this time. We'll bring the arms back here and let's straighten both legs. And we'll do a belly breath. Breathe in and through the mouth and let your belly inflate. That was supposed to be through the nose. Breathe out. No, breathe out through the nose, through the mouth, and we'll give a lift. And now we want to touch the toes and then the heels. Touch the toes, so you're always connected in some way at the feet, and then the heels, and the toes, and the heels. And then we'll just give a little kick and lower. And then let's do another belly breath. In through the nose. Inflate, out through the mouth, deflate, and we're going to lift little bicycle with one leg, little bicycle with the other leg. Try to get your neck to relax by lowering the chin, just alternating legs, a little bicycle, and then down. Let's bring one leg up, pull, let the head come forward. Looking forward, we'll let go and slowly lower the leg, and we'll stretch on the other side. That lift, the pull, and looking forward, we'll bring the hands out and down. We'll go to a seat strengthener. So hands right on the front corner of the chair and grab on. Feet flat, right under your knees. And let's see if we can lean the chest back on the upper part of the chair. Squeeze your seat and push your belly up toward the ceiling. And then we'll lower. We're going to bring one leg closer to the center. We'll straighten the other leg and see if we can push up just using all the muscles of one leg, belly toward the ceiling. We'll do 2 leg lifts while we hold ourselves up and down, and let's switch legs. Other foot flat, firm, straight leg on the other side. That push up, squeeze your seat, and 2 leg lifts, and we'll lower, and we'll bring that foot down. And make sure your seat is well onto your chair. We're going to come wide and from back. Here, we're going to do a dive forward. So that kind of a fling of the body to come up and all the way over. Okay. Let your head dangle. So your neck can relax and your head is hanging loosely. Then walk the hands forward. And when you cannot walk any further, walk up an imaginary wall, slowly using your back muscles to raise you every inch of the way. And we're going to start with a larger backward arm circle, a little smaller, and very small. Repeated arm circles. You feel it in the upper back and the shoulders and the stomach and the back. All of the upper body muscles working. And let's go the other way. Big forward arm circles. A little smaller. And small and a little faster. Really controlling your upper body by using the stomach and the back muscles as your shoulder muscles get that extra workout. Then we'll reach back and take a breath in, a breath out. And we're going to circle the face one way and then the other way. And then reaching back, we're going to try to cross the ankle over the knee. And so if you're, one option, if you have trouble getting your hip to move in that way, you can cross your ankles to do this. Or if you have more flexibility in the hip, I'm going to try to keep my back straight and elbows back. And see if I can bounce my ankle up over that knee. And then while there, I'm going to circle in my ankle. So if your ankles are crossed, or if you've crossed over your knee, you can circle in that ankle, and then we'll go the other way. Circling, circling. Okay, and then let's go ahead and we'll use a lot of muscular control, bringing that down, and we can do a bounce, and you could cross ankles, or you could cross all the way up over the knee. And while that knee is getting the stretch, we're going to get that full movement of the ankle by circling as big of a circle as you can. It's a great exercise for walking, for ankle coordination and flexibility with walking. And then slow and controlled, floating that down to the floor. And now we're pretty stretched out in the hips, so we'll do another exercise that takes some ankle flexibility, toes out, or hip flexibility, up to the tippy toes. That's often quite a stretch in the hip. It will come down, toes in, knees in, and are pressing up to the tippy toes. We still like to have the elbows going back, out, pressing up to the tippy toes, and down, toes in, clench the knees together, and pressing up and down. Now let's all turn to the side. We'll all turn this way. So we'll just leave the back 1 foot behind and take 1 foot around and just let my knee drop. And I'm going to do a big backward arm circle with that front hand. Often right now, a good place for your other hand is right on the thigh as we do that. And then let's just let that arm swing for a different kind of stretch. Loose and swinging with that movement in the joint. Okay, we'll bring that hand up and out to the side. And now we're going to circle in the wrist one way and then the other. Good preparation for holding the weights. And then we're going to rotate the spine. Now bring this hand to the back of the chair. And then this hand, we're going to rotate it around the front and touch your opposite shoulder. Watch the hand with your eyes. So around, a touch, and then let's come back and watch with your eyes as it goes all the way behind you. And come around and touch the opposite shoulder, around to the back, and watch that. And then we're going to bring this hand down to the front corner of the chair. We're going to scoot a little off the front edge. So like one buttock kind of comes off the front edge and stretch the front leg back. And what we're trying to do is stretch in the front of the hip now. Trying to keep the shoulders up, and we try to press the heel back, straighten the knee, and relax, and press the heel back, and straighten the knee. Okay. From here, let's just see if we can do a swing up with the knee, down and back. So nothing ever touches the ground. We're using the hip muscles to move that leg up and back. And then we're going to bring it right up next to the other foot and scooch back over your chair, working. Now we're going to work on the bone density of the wrists here. And we're going to grab the chair right here at the hip, grab the chair right here, kind of right by your armpit there. And what we'd like to do is give some pressure into both hands. So it's the heel of the hand on the chair. And we just give a good push. Check out if that's totally comfortable for you and you feel okay with lifting your body, to go ahead and lift your body off the chair. So now you get that additional force, especially in the front wrist. And if you're still okay, we can lift our hips forward to get the thighs and the seat a strengthener. And then we come back. All we want to do is slow and with control, even the release. Let's push up again. Find whatever pressure your body can handle. It might be you can push your whole self up and even lift your belt buckle toward the ceiling. Slowly back over the chair and a slow release. So working on that pressure and bone density. Now let's straighten the front leg completely. So I'm thinking my knee is completely straight. And I'm going to swing this out and in, not really swing, but slowly bring it out to the side. So I'm using my hip muscles every inch of the way and bring it in to touch my other knee, and then coming out, and I'll give a lift, bring the ball of the foot to the floor, and then I want to do a stretch. So the knee out, that's my stretch. Keep this knee pushed out, this knee pushing that way, back straight, heart lifted, and they'll bring that in and touch the other knee, give it a squeeze, and coming out, and to push back. And then I'm just gonna step to the center. I'm gonna step around to the other side, but I'm gonna leave this knee down like this. So I get, this is a different kind of stretch. Try to have my knee right under my hip there. And let's go ahead, backward arm circle. Feels like such a good natural movement. A good way to keep the shoulders mobile so you can really have the shoulders back and down as you're walking. Let's open and close. And let's circle in the wrists. A good movement to do before we do that body lift in a few minutes. And now we're going to watch the hand and rotate to the opposite shoulder. And watch the hand go behind you all the way back. We're going slow, using a lot of muscles, getting a full range of motion. And back around, behind, and then we're just going to drop and get that loose swingy type of stretch. And then go ahead and bring your hand to the front corner of the chair, tuck the back toes, scoot a little bit off the front edge of the chair, and we're going to slide the foot back. So do bring some attention to the upper body. If the body leans forward, you can feel there's no stretch. If the body comes up, that's where you do feel the stretch here. And we press the heel back, partially straighten the knee, pause and hold, and relax. And again, pressing the heel back, keeping the shoulders up so you really feel that stretch in the front of the hip. And relax, and we'll do that full strengthener. We bend the knee and lift, and coming back. So trying to keep your foot from touching the ground at all as you keep your hip muscles moving that leg front and back. Then we're just going to bring that forward, feet together, and scooch back onto your chair. And we'll go to the bone density exercise for the wrists. So one hand here, one hand on the back of the chair, and give a firm push where you have no pain. And you can keep pushing. If you have no pain, you could go ahead and maybe push your seat off the chair, swing a little. If you're still okay, you can lift your hips like you're trying to reach your belt buckle toward the ceiling. And then we'll come back with a lot of control to lower. And we'll do that one more time. Firm pressure of any amount is good for the bone density. So just figure out the amount that works for you. Maybe a lift, maybe a hip lift, back over the chair and down. Okay, and now kind of keep our hands engaged on the chair. Straighten the leg fully, straighten the back fully. And we're gonna use the hip muscles for this movement out and in. It's going to isolate hip muscles for the full weight of your leg. And we'll do a lift and back down. And then we want to do a hip stretch. Knees apart. Usually feeling it most in the front leg. And in for the touch. And coming out, for the stretch, and in for the touch. And then we'll come back to the center. Okay, let's take a breath in and a breath out. Let's bring the hands here. And let's go side to side. And as we do this, let's shrug the shoulders up, bring the shoulders down, keep the shoulders down, the neck is long, the chin is parallel to the ground. We keep the palms glued together here as we do this back and forth motion. And then we're going to reverse the stretch by bringing the back of the hands together and lowering the elbows. Try to keep the backs of the hands all the way to the wrist glued together. And we'll do our side to side. Again, raise the shoulders, lower the shoulders. We want to keep the shoulders lowered as we do this motion. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm going to take a deep breath in and out, and then we're going to go to weights. If you're not going to stay for the weights, you can do your 5 deep breaths now. Irregardless, at least one breath in and a breath out. Circle the shoulders back or keep breathing. And we're going to set the chairs aside and get the weights. Okay. All right, so we'll start right in with some lunges with the weights. Okay, so we have the weights. We'll let the hands dangle, and we're going to do some biceps and overhead work with the front lunge. So stepping back, if you need some space, we're going to step forward to a flat foot. And you could do this without weights also. The lunges are quite valuable for the hips. Both of my toes face forward, and I'm going to bend to both knees. And then I think of the shoulders coming back. My shoulders are right over my hips. What we'd like to do, we're going to turn the palms forward today and just bring those arms up to the shoulders, and then we turn till the palms are forward, and we're going to push overhead till the elbows are straight. We'll come down and turn again. So now the back of your hands are facing the screen. Elbows stay in, and we'll release. Okay, now we're going to come back. So we're going to do quite a bit of changes with the lunging. Let's lunge forward with the other foot. Flat foot coming out. We're going to bend both knees. Both feet face forward. Elbows are in. Palms forward, up to the shoulder. That full turn. Overhead. Back to the shoulders. Turn back the other way. Release. And we'll come back. We're going to try that 2 more times with the change in the lunge. Let's take a breath in, a breath out. Lunging to a flat foot, bending both knees to the shoulders, the full turn, overhead, coming down, the full turn, and down, and foot back, other foot forward to a flat foot. We bend both knees, palms are forward, elbows in, to the shoulders, full twist, overhead, fully straight elbow, and down, full twist, and down, and back. And a breath in, and a breath out. We're going to turn the toes out, step out, and we're going to bring the ends of the weights on the thighs. Okay, let's straighten one knee and the other knee, getting good knee stimulation, full straightening, kind of oiling up the knees. We'll come back, and if you have a little more room to squat a little further, this is just to work the thighs harder. We're going to bring the waist like this, and then we're going to alternate the hammer curl. So up and down and straight. Up, slow release to a straight elbow. Up, slow release to a straight elbow. And that bend and a slow release. Let's try a few more. Thighs might be getting tired, but we're thinking we do want to build endurance. And then we'll straighten one and the other. And up. Then let's just bring the feet facing forward a little closer together. We want you to bend the knees, and we're gonna bend the knees, stick the seat out. We have kind of a flat back. The weights are dangling. We want to bring them up to the armpits and go to the knees. And we'll come down and maybe even do a little impulse here. And then come up and up to the armpits. Down, come up, pull up, go to the toes, and down, an impulse, up to the toes, down, and an impulse, up, and go to the toes. And then we're going to change that a little. We're going to bend, stick the seat out, and then drop the hands forward. And then in this position, we want to pull both elbows back and slowly release. And pull both elbows back and slowly release. And then pulling back and slow release. We're going to leave one down. Look to the side, lift one to the side and down. And the other one to the side and down. We're kind of watching it with the eyes as it goes out to the side and down. You can feel this adds different abdominal muscles to the side and down. And then go ahead and drop one weight, or put one weight on the floor and stand up. And let's go ahead. We'll take our one weight, hold one hand on each side, and we'd like to go overhead, clench your seat, clench your belly, and we'll do a side bend and up, and a side bend and up to the center, working on muscles on the side of the trunk, and up, and one, and up. And then we're going to step out to the side a little, and we're going to do a swing, coming down and overhead and behind the neck. Pushing up, and then let yourself bend at the knees, come down between your legs, overhead and behind the neck. Up, between the knees and overhead and behind the neck. Up, down, and behind the neck. Let's bring this overhead again. And another side bend, and a side bend. Figuring out how much motion you have and the strength to come back up. And let's bring that down. And then we want to go for the triceps. So let's pick up your other weight. And we'll do this time a back lunge. So coming forward a little so you have space behind you. And we're going to do a back lunge. So you come into the ball of the foot as you step back and then bending both knees. And then we're going to pull the elbows back. We can bend forward at the waist, 10 or 20 degrees, and then that kick back to a straight elbow. I'm doing both arms. That kick back to a straight elbow, back to the hips, the kick back and forward, the kick back and in, and the kick back and in. And let's step forward and let's step back with the other foot to the ball of the foot, to the lunge again, bending both knees. Start at the hips, elbows back. Can lean forward a little, and then we straighten the elbows by pushing the weights back. Now push to the back. Your gaze, we try to protect the neck by keeping the neck straight. So your gaze is out in front of you. Try not to turn to the side or look up, and straighten and bend, and then let's step forward. Okay, let's go ahead and put the weights down. Okay, let's bring the hands forward. Let's open and close. As we finish, some backward arm circles, opening and closing. Some circling in the wrist, one way, and then the other way. Circle the shoulders back. And then we'll bring the palms wide and we'll get ready for those 5 deep breaths, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And circle the shoulders back and forth, relax the neck.